We're here continuing the ongoing saga of running for mayor, the only viable candidate in this entire race. Um, we'll start off there. What's up, y'all? We'll let a few more people get in here, and then we're gonna get right into these questions. The very first mayoral forum, basically a debate, is
If what's coming between you and a
oh
new grill are the words "some assembly required."
my bad. Basically the first mayoral debate is this Sunday, and they sent me a list of questions that are probably gonna be on there, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and read those out to the public so everyone could get a better idea because I doubt that I'm gonna have adequate time on that stage to give like a well thought out answer to every single question. There was about like 20 questions. Some were like long form questions. Some were like do you agree or disagree with this statement type questions. Um, but yeah, hold on. I'm gonna turn on the air conditioner real quick. Yeah, if you know this studio, it gets hot in here. But anyway, yeah. So there's about 20 questions. I think I could pull it up on screen so the chat can see. I want you guys to basically kind of know too what's happening. Let's see. Yeah, chat. I'm responding to all questions. If you guys have anything you want to ask, if you guys have anything you want to know about this race, feel free to ask it in the chat. I'm responding to every single person there today. All right, chat. Is it up? Can you guys see the questions and stuff? We'll start from the top, like from the letterhead. All right. So what we got here is it was it was kind of like I had to be invited. I had a verification code from some person named I mean I guess I maybe won't put their name out there. Uh, but yes, I had a verification code. I had to put in. It seemed like a lot of nothing because then it said that these questions might not even be published. I'm not necessarily sure. Maybe they're just covering their own. All right. So, but after it first says, "Thank you for taking time to view Forging Pueblo's mayor candidate form. Please enter your information below, including the personal ID code you were sent to verify you are the one filling out this form." That makes sense. Please mark below if you plan on attending our mayoral candidate forum on June 4th at 6:30 p.m. at Family Worship Center. All right, straightforward. I feel it. The questions below are subjected to publication by Forging Pueblo. Questions do not have a required answer field and can be left unanswered if you choose. So you could really just leave this whole thing blank, I guess. It's asking for my name, my code. Am I attending the forum? Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm attending the forum because realistically it's just going to be a bunch of bickering, a bunch of old heads just going back and forth if I'm not there. All right. So it says the following questions should be answered in 100 to 200 words. And there's about 20 of these Johns. So I don't know if I'll fill it out. I'll probably just verbally say it and just say it. I'll just reiterate it back when I'm on stage again at June 4th, this event. All right. So the first question: what are your qualifications for mayor that demonstrate your ability to advance Pueblo as a desirable city to build and work and live in? That's pretty fair. First question. My qualifications are born and raised in Pueblo, Colorado. I work in Pueblo, Colorado. I built a business here in Pueblo, Colorado. I support my friends and non-friends and families small businesses in Colorado. I do endless hours of podcasting to with Pueblo natives, Pueblo transplants, Pueblo entrepreneurs. Um, Sometimes, you know, I don't even think. I don't think. I don't think the ideal thing is having. It's easy to get the good, but when you go out and talk to the maybe the unspoken to or the people that get kind of overlooked, I think that's when you get the true sense of a community and the city, and I'm not afraid to have those conversations and invite those people, and really even make a friendship with anyone. I'm not afraid to have those conversations. Yo, chat, go crazy right now. I need y'all to share this on Facebook. I need y'all to share it on all your social medias. Let's get every mayoral candidate in here right now. Let's get them over here. Yo, if you're running for mayor and you're watching this and you want to come debate these questions, pull up right now. Text me, Facebook me. I'll DM you the address. Call me. If you're running for mayor, you got my number. Or if you're city council. I think that's what really makes the difference is that every single candidate except for me, no, not even, let's not even pussyfoot around it. Every single candidate except for me is hiding. I think that was how transparent do you want to be? Does your campaign to be? I kind of took a peek at these before I started this. My campaign is going to be so transparent, just like this entire build up to the voting day. If you're not transparent, I think young people can see right through that. They don't want a liar anymore. They don't want to just go with the flow. All right. Second question. If elected mayor, what initial changes would you plan to make in the first 90 days? In the first 90 days, I think we have to make it more dare I say repeat it, more transparent for younger people to get involved, because I think videos like this are going to make it more accessible, just from the thought of it, because most people are like, how do you run for mayor? I've had so many kind of what you would think would be common sense questions, but it's not common sense because no one is out there like giving this information to people. So we need to be more transparent with the laws, the voting. We need to make the meetings. If anyone's involved in the city government, you know that the meetings are once every 2 weeks, in one room, in the same room. They're broadcasted online, but it's very, very hard format to follow. Bad camera angle. We need to make these. I know they sound like minute things, but we need to make these more accessible, because in the world we live in, everyone is accessing everything from right here where you guys are watching this. And if we're not going that direction, we're falling behind. We have to get with the times. We're not going to be running the government like this in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It doesn't make any sense. And someone has to start that snowball effect. Other than the accessibility and transparency of voting, legislature, I think what really needs to change is we need to take a hard look at who's running it currently. We need to maybe even refresh everyone's memories, because I think that this voting term is going to be a big role, a big decision maker of how the rest of the country is going to vote, is because I think the whole country. Let me recant that. The entire country is ready for a change. What up, Dylan? I'm running for mayor. What do you think about? Oh, he deleted it. The entire country is ready for a change, and we need to be with that change, or we're going to get left in the dust. Is basically what I'm saying. How do you plan to address the homelessness situation in Pueblo? Well, the homeless situation is not a one thing fix all. It's a multifaceted issue, and I think what's the real miscommunication comes from just the lack of that exactly. Who is actually sitting down and having these groups of homeless individuals, who's actually asking them how they feel. I know there's groups of homeless individuals that go to the city council meetings and they voice their opinions. But if you really think of it, the homeless is what, maybe not even 1% of Pueblo. Hopefully not 1%. I don't know the exact statistics, but the vocal minority of that minority, man, that's microscopic. We need to have the knowledge to know that, hey, these people, they feel kind of, sometimes they feel shy, sometimes they feel ashamed. We need to go to them, meet them 100% of the way instead of making them come to us. Trujillo Trump 2024. Trujillo Trump 2024. I don't know about that, but I'll rock with it for right now. But we need to meet these homeless people 100% of the way, because they're already down further than us. So we need to lift them up as a community. I think that's where it starts, is the communication. Really getting in there, and because I don't think the homeless population is as scattered as we believe. They're somewhat organized. They have rules and regulations that they live by separately, and we have to understand those, and we have to play by their rules and help them, the people that want to be helped, because some individuals don't necessarily want the help. Sometimes they're traveling, and we need to understand all these facets, all these minute changes in the individual to really understand the group as a whole. Let's see what the chat's saying. What are your you should start a cage fighting. Oh my gosh. Facebook, I'm responding to YouTube chat right now. If you guys want your comments to be read, click on the YouTube, watch it right now, and I will respond to every single comment in the chat. Dubious says, "What do you think about?" I'm sorry, bro, I can't even read that. Gerrymandering. All right. What is gerrymandering? I don't know. Let's look it up. Is that? Oh. I don't know. I'll get back to that one. All right. The next question would be, what do you think the greatest impediment to Pueblo's economic growth? Sorry, guys. The TV is kind of far away. It's hard to read it. What do you think is the greatest impediment to Pueblo's economic growth? Yeah, gerrymandering is with the G, dubious. That's what I thought. All right. I think the greatest thing impeding Pueblo's economic growth is that the young people, they graduate high school and they leave. There's not a lot of Pueblo pride in the youth. We need to make them feel satisfied and wanted with better jobs, better opportunities, bigger businesses. We need to be more welcoming to national businesses so that we can grow and be on the same scale as a Denver or a Colorado Springs. Yeah, we need to invest more time in college graduates, giving them opportunities that maybe aren't, because we have CSU Pueblo is one of the leading colleges in the entire state. But Pueblo is, everyone, if you ask a Pueblo 18-year-old to 20-year-old native, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of Pueblo." There's some sort of disconnect with the retention rate and the education system. I think once we start focusing on retaining college graduates, high school graduates, and making them feel comfortable and confident in Pueblo, that's when our biggest impediment will begin to change. What do you think about people who All right. Chat's going crazy. All right. What is your opinion on the need to secure buy-in by stakeholders to move Pueblo forward? Well, yeah, we need people that are willing to spend the money to advance Pueblo. We need people that are willing to walk these streets, live these streets, and say, "Hey, I want to see Pueblo succeed so bad that I'm willing to put up my hard-earned dollars for that." And we need those spots, and that's easy. And as mayor, when I win mayor, I will be the first to donate 3/4 of my yearly salary to Pueblo, its charities, its high school graduates, its college graduates, its business owners, its entrepreneurs. Any tangent of Pueblo, um, I'm willing to help, no matter what, no matter how small, no matter how big. If you are selected, if you are elected mayor, how will you relate to the city council? The chat. All right. When I'm elected mayor, I'm going to relate to city council, somewhat easily. I'm a young, talkative, you know, dare I say, relatable person. I think I'm easygoing. I understand, life happens. I was born and raised in Pueblo. I have hours. I have hundreds of hours of podcasting under my belt. I know how to hold a conversation. I know how to work within the confines of working as a team. We have 5 shows a week here, so I understand that not everything is going to be how you want it 100% of the time, and that's life. So working with city council, I know the city council and the mayor, they don't necessarily get along at the moment, but I think if everyone's willing to meet each other 50% of the way on most things, because sometimes you have to meet in any relationship in life, you have to meet someone at 100% of the way. Sometimes they don't want to stick out their hand, and that's okay. But I'll be the first to stick out my hand and work with any individual that I come across and treat them with respect. The next question being, how transparent will your office be if you're elected mayor? Well, when I'm elected mayor, my office is going to be continually ran like I'm running the lead up to the election. I'm going to have countless videos explaining the process. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys being the chat, the audience, anyone that's interested, exactly what is going on in the day to day. How do you run for mayor? How do you, you know, how do how does anything happen? No one is positive, which is so ridiculous. That you ask any normal person, non-political person, no one is sure how it works, which is outrageous. So I'm gonna bring to light that, and I'm gonna make it very followable. Every every little last occasion that happens. What would I do? This is a good question from the chat. What would I do with street champs while I'm mayor? Uh, what? I don't think anything has to happen to street champs. Street champs basically runs. Uh, it could run if I wasn't even here. All I would need to do is basically put a key under a mat or something, and I think, that's very telling of us as a team. Uh, I, me as a leader. That term is not something I like to put upon myself when it comes to street champs, because we're all leaders. There's 5 different shows. Um, at some point, we're all gonna have to take the initiative and advance it if we want to be somewhere where it's not right now. So yeah, street champs is gonna run perfectly fine when I'm mayor. Probably even better. I think the city could use a new news outlet. You know, the conventional TV news programs, the newspaper are not cutting it. People are not watching traditional TV programs. People are not buying newspapers. So I think we're ahead of the game right there. Um, yeah, what I see Street Champs being when I'm mayor is a place for any opinion, any time of day, no matter who it is, can be said. But can it be said without pushback? You know, we're gonna have people on these couches that might deliver pushback, and that's the beauty of it. We don't have yes men, and yeah, that's why Street Champs could run by itself. All right, the following questions should be answered on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being strongly disagree, 5 being strongly agree. All right. Crime is a serious problem in Pueblo and should be a top priority for whoever who is elected mayor. I mean, what? Do you want me to there's any candidate that says strongly disagree is not being honest. I don't even understand why you even would say anything else other than strongly agree. You know, crime anywhere has to be your top priority. Give an explanation of your plan to address the problem of crime. Well, addressing the problem of crime, you know, it sounds it's easier said than done. Crime, like homelessness, is a multifaceted issue. When we're tackling crime, we're gonna tackle homelessness. We're gonna tackle drug use. You know, we're gonna tackle those three major points because they all are holding hands in the same realm of issues. You know, it's it's not a one size fits all kind of problem. What we need to do as a city is have more police officers, have more involved police officers in nightlife. We need to take a page out of Springs and Denver's notebooks. We need to have, you know, police officers. If you go any event in Colorado Springs or Denver, any nighttime event, you know, there's police guards present. If you go anywhere in Pueblo at nighttime, unless you're driving, there's no police presence. Unless you're driving and getting pulled over, which is already too late. You know, we need them preemptively at the events, at the bars, at the clubs, at the concerts, at the community gatherings. We need more police and a better police. We need more education for police. We need more community outreach for police because the community is going to feel more protected when they know exactly who's protecting them. You know, if they're having random, you know, unknown faces, they're gonna feel more scared, more threatened. But you know, if they see that cop, you know, that's pulling them over, if they've seen him, you know, 20 times before this, they're gonna feel like they have somewhat of a connection, more of a Pueblo connection with that person. But yeah, Dylan, yeah, police at concerts, man. If like I said, if you go to any major city that has, you know, performances, cause I think that's a major point in my book for Pueblo. We need to make Pueblo attractive to events. That's going to bring tourism, and that's going to make us be successful. We need to make the tourists and the traveling artists, vendors, or whatever feel safe. Yep. All events like that are overtime provided by the venues. All right, and maybe that's where the city has to come in and say, hey, we don't want we want our city to be more protected. We want our city to have a better reputation. So the city's going to handle it. Maybe the venues don't have to handle it. All right. The next question. The creation of drug needle exchanges in Pueblo is a good idea. Do you strongly disagree or strongly agree? The creation of drug needle exchanges is a good idea. What a loaded question, because is it a good idea to give struggling addicts a place to get clean needles so that they don't spread disease and leave dirty needles for our children to step on and play and accidentally maybe even poke themselves with? I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds like a good idea. But when you put it as in, hey, we're giving these drug addicts some leniency. We're giving them accessibility to their tools to do their drugs. That sounds terrible. But I think it's a juxtaposition of both of those together, which is going to start a great conversation. Is it a good idea? Moderate. There has to be regulation to these clinics. There has to be an overseeing eye of who's visiting them. Where do they? Let's get some information. Where do you live? Um, are you trying to get clean? Do you want help? Uh, what is the biggest thing in your way from living a happy, healthy, regular, quote unquote, normal life? D Main says, yeah, they're gonna use clean or dirty needles, which is a sad truth. Yeah, chat's saying some good stuff. At the same time, when they're at these needle exchange locations, let's get information for them and from them. Let's start building like a database of where all of these users are living. You know, what's what's stopping them and hurting them. The next question is, oh, chat says, you're gonna have people that aren't even homeless going to there just to get needles. That's a good point. That's a good point, Dylan. And you know that's just some of the bad that comes with some of the good. Because morally, helping people is never wrong. But when it comes to you know people using your morals to take advantage of you, then as a city we have an issue, and we have to come up with creative ways to detour that. All right, next question. The presence of an abortion facility in Pueblo is damaging our community. The presence of an abortion facility in Pueblo is damaging to our community. Do you strongly disagree with this or strongly agree with this? I strongly disagree with this, because just because we don't have an abortion facility doesn't mean people are not getting abortions. Doesn't mean there's not rape. Doesn't mean there's not incest. We need to make this more accessible, less of a taboo. Um, we need to let's not bring religion into this. Let's bring ethically ethics, morality, human nature. Let's talk about what you would do if that was your sister, if that was your daughter. Because I think the non-presence of an abortion facility in Pueblo is damaging to our community. Not having one is sending a bad message to the residents of our city. I care about women, female health, female rights. And if you don't, you're out of times. I'm truly at a loss for words if you don't agree with any of that, because the time we're living in, if you're looking at the CEOs, the people that are running America, it's women. And we need to show the younger women in Pueblo that, hey, it's okay if you make a mistake, or man, if something so tragic as a rape happens to you, it's not the end of your life. There's city authorized facilities where you can regain you can regain your independence, or maybe not independence. You can regain your your sense of self back. And yeah, that's not even a tough issue at all. Pueblo. Next question. Pueblo should remain. They put and. I think they meant ANN. Pueblo should remain a home rule city. I think it meant just a. A home rule city, for people that don't know, is we have Pueblo as a city. We can do basically what we vote for. We don't have to adhere to Colorado laws, which which I agree. Each city has its own little pulse, and who knows our city better than the people living in it, working in it, and yeah, so I strongly agree. Pueblo should remain a home rule city. I am satisfied with the quality of Pueblo roads. I mean, that's that's kind of a non-important question. Are some roads great? Yes, obviously. Are some roads bad? Obviously, some roads are bad. What do we need to do? We need to, you know, we need to get a detailed list of all the roads that are crumbling. From worst to best, and let's start from the top. Top being the worst, and let's start doing it together. It's it's pretty common sense. Yeah. So am I sad? Am I strongly agreeing with this, that I'm satisfied with it, or am I strongly disagreeing? Man, I'm a I'm a coherent human being. I could somewhere be in the middle. Like, I know they need work, but are they the worst? Like, let's just fix it. That's a unimportant question. All right, next question. Strict lockdowns in Pueblo during COVID were wise. I mean, when you're playing Monday, what do they call it? Monday morning quarterback. Were there restrictions and lockdowns during COVID? Were they wise? Hindsight's 2020. Were they wise at the time? Did everyone think that they were gonna die? Yeah, they were wise when everyone thought that, hey man, this could be the thing that takes us all out. But as time goes on, and we learn more information about COVID and its effects and stuff like that, I we should have given more choice, more personal choice. We don't have to move as a, but that's after the fact. We were looking at the in the face of a global pandemic. People were dying left and right by the minute. They had a death counter on CNN and Fox with a little ticker like saying how many people died. Like, obviously that's going to instill fear in Americans. No one wants to see their fellow Americans die. So, looking back, were they wise? It's up for debate, because if you're a person who's you know immune immune compromised already, if you're already sick, overweight, you have a breathing issue, yeah, it was wise for you to be locked down. But no, if you're a healthy young person with no health restrictions or worries, then yeah, you could have probably lived your life as normally or as close to normally as possible. But no one would have ever known that in the moment, which is fine, because we got through it as a country, and now we're back better. Well, I don't know about better, but we're wiser because we got through this. Dylan, I knew a few people that died from COVID. COVID was real. I know the Pueblo chieftain quoted me saying that, but man, if you can have a lighthearted conversation with some friends on on Street Champs podcast, we're doing it wrong, man. Because that's what it's about. It's about having real conversation. It's about sometimes letting loose, having fun, and that's why I do this. Next question. Recreation, recreational marijuana has a positive impact on Pueblo. Hmm. I think what was promised was going to have a, I believe they hyped it up. It's been multiple years, but everyone thought the schools were going to get the money or the parks were going to get the money, but in reality, there was a huge boom in recreational marijuana, and now we're seeing the slight decline of dispensaries, of grows. Um, so job wise, economy wise, yeah, it was great for those years. I mean, so many people had new incomes. Double. Some people had two jobs because of that. So, but it's a multifaceted issue. Did marijuana become more accessible to the youth? Yes. I mean, obviously, now it's in their house. Their mom and dad are smoking weed or eating edibles or doing concentrates, and it's in the house. So there's more of a likelihood that the child's gonna be able to see it, smell it, get a hold of it, whatever. But I think coupled with that needs to be more education about the safeties and dangers of using any recreational drug, even alcohol, coffee. Anything has to be. You have you have to be told. You have to be shown better to know better. And you know, positive impact aside of financial uh, prosperity for Pueblo, I think it lowered the black market for marijuana. There's literally virtually no street dealers. Um, it lowered the crime for marijuana. People, going to steal people's products or accessories or whatever from their houses. Because people were growing in their houses long before it was recreational or medical. People were growing marijuana and people were stealing that marijuana. So that's been eliminated for the most part. Um, and yeah, I think the safety behind marijuana has increased. People are more knowledgeable about what they're smoking. Smoking anything is not good. Smoking virtually anything at all is not good for you. But it being a plant, you can grow a plant cleaner than they used to in the past. So it's a multifaceted issue. Has marijuana had a positive impact in Pueblo? Yes and no. Um, all right, next one. How will you improve Pueblo through your leadership? You show me any other candidate that's actually willing to sit here for hours and talk to anyone on chat, bring anyone else in their this is basically where I live and work. You show me any other candidate that's willing to do that. I'm not saying I'm not saying I know it all, and I'll never claim to know it all. But what I am claiming to know is that I know someone knows that, and I know someone knows that, and I know someone knows that, and I'm not afraid to gather them all together and work as a team. I think that's what a good leader does. A good leader is not afraid to say, it's beyond my knowledge, but I know someone that'd be perfect for that. And putting them, their community, in the position to succeed, to gain wealth, knowledge. Um, that's what a good leader is. And am I perfect? Right? Am I perfectly there right now? No, never, ever. Any any mayoral candidate that claims to be the best perfect leader is a huge red flag. Um, any person in general that claims to be the all-knowing leader, I could not trust them any less. So through my leadership, I'm communicative. I'm easy to talk to. Um, I think the best leaders is someone that you could see yourself having a conversation with, someone you could just see yourself hanging out with as a as a like a even a friend, a good just a good shoulder to ask their advice. What is the greatest problem facing Pueblo? What is your plan to solve it? Well, there's 5 to 6 huge major problems that they listed in the questions before this. Crime, drug addiction, homelessness, uh, road infrastructure, um, the youth leaving Pueblo. So I think the way to combat all of that would be education. Let's start. Let's start as early as we can, and let's start instilling, trades. Let's start instilling creativity. Let's start instilling independence. Let's start instilling community, love. We need to make every young person feel safe, that they matter, um, that that they're wanted, that they have the right to learn as much as they want to learn, and nothing's going to stop them. That's the greatest problem facing Pueblo, is that we're lacking in that area. Dylan, I think, are any of these problems something the mayor is even responsible for? The mayor has a lot of power, and it's unknown. Even that question, see, no one knows how much exact power the mayor has. It needs to be more transparent on exactly what they can do. But see, where they're winning is they don't want us to know what they can and can't do. They want us to just live our lives and not ask these questions. But I will put that out there. What is your view on the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer at the start of city council meetings? Pledge of Allegiance and praying at the start of every city council meeting, I mean, I don't really see a problem with that. If someone wants to, I mean, are they gonna have issues when a person of Muslim faith comes in there and puts their prayer mat down and starts praying, on their hands and knees? Because if we're just doing Christian prayer, we have some issues, but I don't I don't know the demographic of everyone in there. Maybe some people don't feel comfortable with it. I doubt they're forcing everyone to do it. I doubt they're putting everyone's, hands like this and head down. It doesn't make any sense. Everyone is an adult. Everyone has the personal choice, personal freedom. So, if you want to get along with that, get along with that. Am I gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance and pray at the beginning of everyone? I don't know. I mean, it probably depends on the day. Dylan says, religious or not, we support a nation under God. Okay. I think the questions start coming into, we have to be open and understanding to every single religion. We can't exclude any single religion, so. But I personally don't. All right. Next question. Should government officials set aside their religious convictions when making decisions? Explain. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? The separation of church and state. We don't want our pastors to be making our laws, because then they're not going to reflect the honest times we're living in. It's kind of like with how fast technology is going. It's hard for laws to keep up with how fast technology is going. Like with AI and cryptocurrency, we're barely catching up to a lot of that. And when you have people that are making these laws that still are thinking in the olden their past methods of thinking, their head isn't in their head isn't in development and furthering us. It's it's uh it's this is what I know and this is what's tried and true, which sometimes works, but a lot of the times it's not going to get us where we want to be, and we can't be afraid to try something new and be afraid to fail. As an individual, as a city, as a state, we want to be we want to be the cutting edge of modern times. Um, yeah, so should government officials set aside their religious convictions? Yeah, obviously. You can't govern people on things it says in the Bible. Uh, it's obvious. Next question. What is your understanding of the mayor's role in the hiring, retaining, and terminating of city employees? What is my understanding of the mayor's role in the hiring? I mean, my understanding would be I assume the mayor doesn't get every single application on his desk. I'm sure that there is some sort of chain or ladder that is followed. If the mayor is hiring every single city employee, there's a problem there. The mayor has way better things to do than hire every city employee, which I doubt is happening. But the way they worded this question made it seem that they're hiring them, they're retaining them, which would be what, like HR, like human resources type job. How could we keep you here? How could we make your job better? And terminating them. So then they're firing them. If the mayor is dealing with any of that other than very important positions, it's working backwards. We need to delegate. A good leader delegates to other good leaders, and that would be one of the things I would delegate. Yeah, and that's the end of the form, guys. Yeah, that was 20 questions of the mayor candidate questionnaire. Those questions are going to be asked live at this Sunday. Let's see where again. At the Family Worship Center here in Pueblo at 6:30 p.m. They're going to be asking all of the mayor candidates that want to show up and have a conversation with the community. They're going to be asking them those. I knew I wasn't going to have 45 minutes or an hour to really expand on my thoughts or rebuttal with the chat. Facebook, if you guys want to chat with us right now, we're live on YouTube. Click the link and we'll get you guys here and we'll get you guys talking back and forth. I want to have some discourse with everyone. Because that is another thing that's lacking with the Pueblo mayor, the Pueblo city government, is that it's not accessible to the everyday person. The everyday person is doing exactly what we're doing. They're on their computer, they're on their phone, but they want to make a difference. They just don't know how to make a difference. We just have to meet them 100% of the way there and make that difference possible with videos like this. So yeah, I guess my summary of that form, it had some questions that would make me think, oh, these are going to be the questions that they are going to pull out when they kind of want to make you seem kind of undesirable. Like, what is your view on Pledge of Allegiance and prayer? Like, that doesn't have anything to do with me as a mayor. It doesn't have anything to do with how I live my life, how I treat people, how I want my neighbor to live, how I want, a business to be ran here in Pueblo. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with all of the questions. One being that one, but there was some good questions in there. How would my leadership role, or I guess my leadership strategy, play into leading Pueblo? That was a great one. Made me think. The COVID question. I mean, let's get off of that. COVID passed. Let's let's not separate each other on the mask and no mask thing anymore. That was because that was basically Republican and Democrat at one point. Are you a masker or a non-masker? It doesn't matter if we're healthy and survived. You know, that's all anyone could ever ask for. The Pueblo roads one, that was a joke of a question. I mean, it's obvious. Roads deteriorate. You have to fix them. We're going to fix them. The abortion facility. Pueblo needs an abortion clinic. Women need safe abortions, no matter what. It doesn't matter your opinion. It's basic human rights. All right, chat. Do you guys have any questions about anything that we went over? Do you guys have any questions for other mayor candidates? I'll stick around for a little bit if there's nothing. Let's see what's going on over here. But yeah, vote for me November 7th. I'm running for Pueblo mayor. If you want a mayor that's actually going to talk to you, listen to you, actually give back money from their own pocket, I'm going to be donating 3/4 of my yearly salary every single year to Pueblo. Basically, I'm not going to limit myself to where I'm going to donate it to. I want to have the freedom to, like, if I see like a 18-year-old, 19-year-old with a business that they just need a little jumpstart on, what's it to me to jumpstart that small business? If you have the funds, plant that seed, because money sitting in your account is doing nothing for you. But the relationships that a few dollars can make could mean the world to any single person here in Pueblo. It's kind of astonishing, really. But yeah, so if you want a mayor that's somewhat like me, vote for me November 7th, Deryk Trujillo. And I can't wait to lead you guys November 8th, man. I cannot wait to be mayor. In the Cut Productions, man, I'm excited. I think if we're being realistic, no other mayor has the community relationships that Street Champs has, that subsequently I've made to being here every single day. Relationships means a lot. I could probably think of, dang near 100 people that would be willing to put in some kind of effort to watch this mayoral campaign go to the moon, and that means a lot. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, guys. All right. If you guys have any other questions, drop them right now. This has been Street Champs, though. Like, comment, subscribe. Vote for me November 7th. And yeah, we'll be back here live tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace. What's up, guys? We just hit 1,500 subs. We're trying to make it 2,000. Help us out and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.